Test, test, testing 1, 2, 3.
We will resume open session at 7:15 sharp. I will report on matters that were discussed during closed session. For item 3A, there was discussion. No action was taken place. Now I will move on to item number 6, which is from the floor. If there are any members of the public that wish to discuss any matters that are not agendized, now is your time. As I see none, I will move on to item number 7, which is the consent agenda. Do we have any questions or comments regarding the consent agenda?
Through the chair, I'll make a motion to approve item number 7.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to item number 8, which is board reports. Do we have any board reports? As I see none, we will move on to item number 9, which is local control and accountability plan, the LCAP. Oh, whoops. I apologize. Going back to 8A, which is a consideration to approve board policies, administration regulations for second reading and action. Questions or comments? As I see none, I will entertain a motion.
To the chair, I make a motion to approve item 8A.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries 5-0. Now moving on to item number 9, which is LCAP. Do we?
So I'll report very briefly on the local indicators, and then the board will take action to consider approving the local accountability plan. So each LEA must annually measure and report progress on local control funding formula priorities where data is not collected at the state level. We're getting the presentation ready for you shortly, and then you'll notice on the right-hand side, the local indicators. And the State Board of Education has approved standards and self-reflection tools, which is also attached to this agenda item where we have reported out on these areas. So we're to measure our progress in meeting the specific priority requirements and then report on these results in open session at a public meeting, and then do so before approving the LCAP. And we have met the requirements for reporting on these priorities and actively working to improve our outcomes to reach the targets we have set for ourselves. And just to note that these targets are determined locally. We determine the targets and they're not mandated by the state. So on this section here, the local indicators are on the left. And then you can see the categories that are covered. Under the appropriately assigned, we were 95% instead of 100% here when it came to having the proper certification to meet the needs of our English language learners. So that includes like CLAD and BCLAD certification, which we will be working on. And then our HR director will also later on today present on the determination of need later on. In terms of access of curriculum, you see that we met our target there with 100% of students receiving their own copies of standards aligned instructional materials and curriculum, and even at home. And I also want to just acknowledge our technology team where we had 2-to-1 ratio of laptops to students. They had laptops at home and laptops at school, which is pretty phenomenal. And then you'll notice here just some repairs that need to be had. 44 items, and these are not significant items. These are items, for example, that, certain appliances should have been plugged right into the outlet versus having daisy chains, or maybe that there weren't enough inches above a cabinet to the ceiling. And so those are the corrections that were made, and there were only 44 repairs there. And then when it comes to the implementation of the academic standards, this survey was conducted by our instructional coaches and our management team from the teaching and learning. And you can see the self-evaluation results where we rate ourselves a 2 out of 5 when it comes to the implementation of our science and history, social science, and then 3 out of 5 when it comes to the implementation of our English language arts and ELD materials. And then in terms of school climate, we've shared this data with you during our vital signs, and it reveals that 69% of our students who did take the survey felt like they were in a safe environment. I do want to make note that our sense of belonging, though, was at 89%, I believe. And the reason why I'm just indicating that is there are also various other questions. There are other questions that did highlight how students felt about school, but we are continuing to work towards ensuring our students feel safe. And then on the last slide, we're committed to creating a supportive and inclusive school community. And so on top, I failed to mention about our parent involvement and family engagement, which was completed by our outreach coordinator and our coordinator of community and family engagement. And they rated themselves 3 out of 5 in the initial implementation of the 3 criteria here, where we're committed to engaging all families, especially underrepresented groups, in school policies and programs, building their capacity to participate in decision-making and helping staff understand each family's strengths, cultures, language, and goals for their children. And then a 4 out of 5 when we are prioritizing building strong relationships between school staff and families and creating welcoming community environments and equipping families with resources to support students' learning and development at home. So we've hit some targets, and we're seeking to improve those areas where we did not. And it's delineated in our LCAP, and also then those actions in our LCAP are supported by our budget.
Wonderful. Do we have any questions or comments from the board? As I see none, we will move on to item number 9B, which is a consideration to approve the 24-27 LCAP and federal addendum. I will entertain a motion.
I motion to approve, item 9B.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to item number 10, which is the 24-25 budgets. We'll move to 10A.
Hello. Working? Great. Good evening, trustees. As you know, 2 weeks ago, you approved the budget for the 24-25 school year. These are the state and county documents associated with those that we need to submit. Along with that is the resolution for budgetary increases at year end, which basically helps us close out the year. That I conclude my presentation.
Do we have any questions or comments from the board? As I see none, I will entertain a motion for item 10A.
I move to approve item 10A.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
Is this a resolution?
It's all the documents plus a resolution.
Okay.
Double check. Maria, do we have that resolution?
10A.
I'll get it for you.
There's a resolution.
If it's attached, we just have to read, is this something to?
Yeah. There is.
Sorry about that.
No
It is
worries.
attached.
I have it open, Sam, if you want. There's 2 on there. Does he have to read both?
Is the first one for this one and the second one's for Kip? Or
Uh,
they're
the-
both for this one?
So the section A is for our documents, which has the resolution for budgetary increases, and then section B is our oversight of the 2 charters. If
But
that's-
under 10A, there's 2 resolutions.
So there's 2 resolutions.
No, there's only 1 resolution, I
Oh.
believe.
On the,
There's 2 documents that have titles.
yes.
So which one is which?
Excuse me. I apologize. There are actually two resolutions. One resolution is for the budgetary increases at year end. And the second resolution is for education protection account money, because we receive a small amount of funding for that every year. And this is just, I believe, is to allow us essentially to receive the money for the next school year and to spend it basically on teacher salaries.
Okay, so I'm going to table the motions on the floor right now. I'll entertain a motion for the first what's it called?
It's called the SY 25 EPA resolution document.
I got you. I move to approve the SY 25 EPA resolution document.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
A second.
All right, resolution regarding the Board of Education protection account for SY 25. Whereas the voters approved Proposition 30 on November 6, 2012, whereas Proposition 30 added Article 13, Section 36 of the California Constitution effective November 7th, 2012.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say
Aye.
nay. Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to the second resolution, which is resolution 23-24 for budgetary increases and transfers at year end. I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve SY 24 resolution for budgetary increases.
Thank you.
A second.
All right, resolution number 2023-2024, resolution for budgetary increases and transfers at year end. Whereas Education Code Section 42600 limits school districts expenditures in each major expenditure classification to be total budgeted amount as approved by the Board of Trustees of the school district.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Moving on, I will hand over to trustee Davino. For, 10B.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Keeping you on your toes. Moving on to 9B, which is the consideration to approve the 24 10B.
Yeah, that's what she
10B?
said. 10B.
Yeah. Yeah, 10B, the consideration to accept the Aspire EPACS and Kit Valiant 24-25 budget. I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve 10B.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
This isn't a resolution, right?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 5-0. Now I will hand it over for item number 11.
All right, so for agenda item number 11, consideration to approve resolution number SY 24-31, placing a parcel tax on the November 2024 ballot. Is there a motion to approve item 11?
I move to approve item 11.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, I'll read the resolution. Board of Education of the Ravenswood City School District, County of San Mateo, State of California, resolution number SY 24-31, resolution calling parcel tax election, whereas the Ravenswood City School District is determined to provide excellent educational programs to all of its students. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All object? As I see none?
And then the board president abstains.
Oh, board president abstains, so it'd be 4-0. All right, so moved.
Moving on to item number 12, which is the consideration to adopt 24-25 school year declaration of need.
Evening, trustees. Hi. Good evening, trustees.
Test.
Good evening, trustees. I present to you this declaration of need for the 24-25 school year. This declaration certifies that there are still areas that we have of need for certificated employees. Despite our efforts and being largely successful with our recruitment efforts this school year, there are still candidates that need additional authorizations in order to teach next year. This declaration identifies what those areas are, including our intern teachers, single subject limited assignment permits, as well as English language learner authorizations in special education.
Wonderful. Do we have any questions or comments regarding item number 12? As I see none, I will entertain a motion for item number 12. School year declaration of need.
Through the chair, I'll make a motion to approve item number 12.
Thank you.
I second.
All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. We will move on to the superintendent's report, item 13.
Be very short and sweet. We are in the middle of our summer program. Our summer program for extended school year is in their third week. And we're serving five classrooms of students with moderate to severe needs. As well at Castagna School, as well as Boys and Girls Club in East Palo Alto Tennis and Tutoring, providing services and summer program for our students. There's about 300 students at Castagna School, and then at the middle school, BGCP and the circuit are providing summer program at the middle school. And so probably close to 500 kids that we're serving over the summer. And then our principals and assistant principals, along with our assistant soup, our assistant director of teaching and learning, as well as our strategic projects coordinator, attended a conference in Houston called Relay. And they're strengthening their skills in their foundational instructional leadership. And they've been focusing on how to support teachers in delivering rigorous data-informed instruction, as well as developing coaching skills to enhance teacher effectiveness. So we are excited about utilizing and implementing those skill sets when they return in the fall.
Wonderful. Do we have any questions or comments? As I see none, with that being said, the next regular board meeting will be held on August 8th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Open session will be at 6:45 p.m. I will adjourn the Ravenswood City School District Governing Board meeting of July 27, 2024 at 7:32 p.m. Thank you.